Hello folks, Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing here in Dallas, Texas. The title of this video is going to be, should you wax by hand or by machine? Well, it really doesn't matter. You do what you want. You want to wax by hand, that's cool. Wax by machine, that's cool too. Wow, Scott, that's the quickest video you have ever done. There is a God, He healed you, you shut up, you got right to the point. Well, guess what? This video is not going to be that easy, but I do want to talk about, should you wax by hand or should you wax by machine? There's something I've been doing for the last, I don't know, 3, 4, 6 months, and it's working for me, and I wanted to send it your way and see if it makes sense in your world. I'm going to get in the camera's view and talk about applying. Let's say you wanted to apply a wax or a sealant by machine. You were going to use a dual action polisher. It's great, right? Makes it real easy to spread out the product, spreads it out evenly. Everybody's happy using like this happens to be Lake Country Force pad. It's their red wax sealant pad. It's got no cut to it, really soft. I'd put some Menzerna on this and go over this panel. Everything's beautiful. Let it haze up and then I buff it off. If I use a machine, I'm taking the elbow grease out of it, right? It makes my life a little bit easier. But this is something I've been doing lately, and I pick and choose when I want to do it. And what do I mean by that? If I have a customer who calls me out to do their car, I do their car for them, they're happy, they're tickled pink or whatever color they might be, and they call me back 2 months later and say, hey Scott, you did such a great job on my car, I want you to do my wife's car. Or maybe I had a great day at work, all my customers tipped me, I made extra money, I'm feeling grateful, I want to give some of my blessings away to others, if that's the way you want to look at it. I'll have a customer and I'll choose my battles. Maybe they've got 3 or 4 cars in the driveway and they only having me detail one car because this is the first time they're using me, they want to feel me out. If I'm going to use a dual action polisher to spread out wax, I've been doing something a little bit different here and actually doing a very minor step of paint correction for almost every one of my customers, no matter what package they buy from me, because it's working in my world and it's making people call me back. There's also something else about customers. They may have a car that's all scratched up. You can look at them and say, hey, listen, I'd love to take care of that for you. I can do some form of paint correction. And they might say to you, you know what, Scott, it doesn't matter to me that it's scratched up. Just go ahead and clean it, detail it, wash it, put a nice paint sealant on it or a wax, make it pop, I'll be happy. But what I've noticed about people, whether they have an appreciation for paint correction, a lot of people need to see it. They don't need to necessarily hear it. Some people don't work that way. If they hear it, if it doesn't make sense in their world, they don't want it. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll just throw in some minor paint correction during the process of detailing their vehicle. They'll come outside and they'll look at their car and go, oh my God, I've never seen my car look that way. It hasn't looked that way in years. What did you do? What did I do to that customer? I took them from those type of people who make decisions by hearing, and all I needed to do was tweak the moment a little bit and let them see the proof. Let them see the proof in the pudding, right? On what paint correction actually does, because here's the truth. Paint correction is what provides true shine and gloss to the paint. That's the way reflective light works. You can take that to the bank, you can take it to your grave. You can put wax or a sealant on it, it'll only work for a little while. It's just leveling out the surface of the panel, giving you the illusion that it's actually shiny and glossy. That's the way it works. So if I'm already going to whip out a machine and lay out some wax just to make my life easy, right? Do it all the way around the car pretty quick. What I've decided to do is I'll take my dual action polisher. This happens to be the Harbor Freight dual action polisher. Love this little machine. Blows the Porter cable away all day. I'll make a video about it another time. But I would typically use this with the red pad on it to lay out some wax. It's easy. I've got 3 or 4 of these things. I leave a 6-inch plate on one, 5-inch plate on the other, a 3-inch plate on the other. And I've got so many different machines I can go to during my paint correction process. Makes it easy for me. And they're cheap. They're like $59. And again, it's got more power and torque than a Porter cable. Look into it if you haven't done so already. But here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay out my wax. If I was using the red pad, everybody's happy. I'm going to go an extra step for my customer. I'm going to take HD speed. He might not even know I'm doing this. Some of you were going, oh my God, you're going to do something your customer doesn't know? Well, here's the deal. If I use HD Speed, right, this is an all-in-one polish, an all-in-one cleaner wax. It corrects the paint, it polishes the paint, and it leaves some protection behind. It happens to be, what is it, Montan? I don't know how you pronounce that wax. But the temperature, or the breaking temperature point of Montan wax versus like a beeswax or a carnauba wax is a little bit higher. Is this going to last as long as Benzerna paint sealant? I don't overthink it. Here's the deal. What is my customer going to say to me? Oh my God, you used this on my car. It's got Montan wax. It only gives me 30 days worth of protection. I would have rather you've used Benzerna, give more protection. Or he comes outside and goes, holy crap, I don't see scratches that I saw before. He's most likely going to say to me, most people are going to do it. They're going to say it. Okay, so I only get 30 days protection, 60 days protection. I don't overthink it. My customer's not going to overthink it either, but he's going to love the fact that he doesn't have any defects in the paint. And that type of customer needs to see that sometimes to gain a greater appreciation of what paint correction is. So this is how I over-deliver sometimes to my customer. What's great about HD Speed, you control the moment. I can use it in direct sunlight. I happen to be working outside right now. You can use it in direct sunlight. You determine how much pressure you want to apply to the panel. Maybe you want to apply light pressure and go over pretty quickly. That's up to you. You'll get rid of some light defects that way. If you want to remove some more defects, a little bit more pressure, slow your arm speed down. You control the moment. You decide when you want to over-deliver and how much work you want to put into it when you over-deliver. But it works. It helps. It will get that customer to call you back. Maybe he's got 4 or 5 cars in the driveway and he wants you to start doing all of them now. It's not a trick. It's not snake oil. It is what it is. It's truth. It's fact. So I'm going to put some HD Speed on my DA, right, on this orange pad. And I'm just going to work this area of the hood. I'll put this cord over my shoulder. I know a lot of people flip out about that. Oh my God, it's going to scratch the paint. Oh well. So here's the deal. Maybe I tap it out, whatever. That's cool, right? I'm going to set my machine on speed 2 just to be able to spread out the product. Now crank it up. Now, if you noticed, wow, you're probably saying, Scott, you don't take your own advice. Why did you work so fast? Why did you go across the panel? Why did you work in an area bigger than 2x2? You're not doing paint correction. Here's something about HD Speed that's great. It gives you a lot of working time. I almost feel like I have a rotary in my hand and I can get more stuff done. I'm also controlling the moment. I'm not looking for 100% perfection, but I want to give my customer, I want to remove some of those imperfections from the paint so he gets to see what paint correction can give him a little taste of. And I just go over 3 or 4 times. That's it. Light to medium pressure. I can work a large area. It's got a long working time to it. You can spread out your area just like if you were just going to use a red pad and just spread out your wax. You control the moment. You decide how much you want to over deliver. How grateful are you that the customer gave you the job, called you back. Maybe you want more of his cars in the driveway to start making extra money for yourself. HD Speed is one of the best ways to over deliver. You won't spend a heck of a lot more time. Maybe you're saying to yourself, well, applying a wax is a heck of a lot faster. I agree with you, but this is just going to take you a little bit more time. You pick your battles. You decide what customer to do it with. And here's the deal. This paint now, I don't see any scratches or swirls in it. Yes, HD Speed does fill some of that stuff. It also takes some of the imperfections away from the paint. And it lays protection down. My customers absolutely love this. It doesn't take me much more time to be able to do it. I also wanted to talk about, give a couple of tips to some of the beginners out there, maybe some of the professionals. I hear all the time, how much pressure should you apply when you're doing paint correction with a DA? Here's the deal. I hear 10 to 15 pounds worth of pressure. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Walk over to a scale and have a scale where you're working and see how much 10, 15 pounds of pressure feels like. Forget it. That's a waste of time. This machine right here will tell you everything you need to know. This machine is constantly talking to you. Some of you are putting a little black line or a magic marker here on the pad, right? Here's a trick. When you're doing any type of paint correction, you want to know how much pressure you need to apply, watch your black line. If you can't see your black line and that sucker is spinning so fast you can barely see that black line, it's a blur, you're not applying enough pressure. If you're applying too much pressure and that black line is going around really slow, that's not paint correction either. You're grinding the paint at that point in time. You're not getting the maximum benefit of the pad, the tool, or the compound. Let that black line be your friend. It becomes very intuitive when you start doing paint correction. Watch that black line. I don't put one on it. I've been doing it too long. But if you use that black line, get that black line to get right in the sweet spot. Not too fast, not too slow. Right in that sweet spot. This machine is always telling you how much pressure you need to apply. Just a little tip there. The other thing, one of the things that can screw you up with a dual action polisher, again, it rotates, right? It oscillates. If you are compounding or buffing, whatever you want to call it, and you're on an angle, the pad is not flat, this thing, you'll watch a little black line on the pad stop spinning. That's telling you you're not flat. Here's a better secret, a better tip. When you know you're not flat, you want to know what's going to start happening with the end of this dual action? It's going to start shaking. It's going to feel like you're holding the tail of a puppy, a dog. It's going to start wagging on you. Not only does the machine tell you how fast you need to go, how much pressure you need to go based on the line you put on the DA, on the backing plate, the back of this thing, if I start feeling it kind of wiggling and shaking like a dog's tail, it's telling me I'm not flat. I need to flatten up. I make a habit of making sure all of my pressure, all of my distribution of my weight is on this hand, whether you're right-handed, left-handed. This hand here, I don't like putting it on top of it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Been doing it too long. But for beginners, you may want to put your hand underneath the handle. Don't get in the habit of pushing down over here, because what's going to happen is you're going to start feeling the dog shaking its tail. It's telling you the pad's not flat. And again, there's that little tip of the black line on your backing plate. If you can't see it, it's a blur, it's going too fast. You're not correcting. You're not correcting enough, to be honest with you. You're not being efficient. If it's barely moving, but it's spinning, you might be going, oh God, at least it's spinning. You're grinding the paint. That's not the way it works either. Let that line, let that backing plate, let this machine become one with it. It is the best tip I can give you. This backing plate will tell you everything you need to know. The back of the handle on the DA will tell you if you're flat. Once you start getting in a rhythm with this thing, you don't even have to, almost like you can do it with your eyes closed. You can feel everything through this machine. This machine's been around for a long time. Well before we started using it for paint correction, it was used in woodworking, sanding woodwork and stuff like that. Those guys who've been using it for a long time, they know those tips and tricks, so I wanted to pass it on to you. But that's basically how it works. So I'm going to use HD speed to over-deliver to my customer, hoping that they get an idea, a greater appreciation, being able to see it with their own eyes, what paint correction will actually do for them. I'm grateful that they called me back. Maybe the next time they call me back, it's the wife's car. She's got a black car. It's all scratched up. Boy, this only takes me a couple minutes longer to be able to raise my level, raise myself up against the competition. That guy's going to fall in love with me more, going to want me to come back and work for him more often. He's going to gain a greater appreciation for paint correction and go, now I get it. I get to see it with my own eyes. It's not just hearing it. Some little tips and tricks there. Should you wax by hand or machine? Doesn't matter. You do what you want. But when it comes to over-delivering to a customer, and it's very simple to do it with HD speed, that stuff's like $14 for 16 ounces. Holy crap. It's changed a lot of different things for me, and I want to help you guys out too. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Love one another. Until next time, be safe.